Greetings, fellow Crystal Gems. Tiki here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And welcome to another anticlimactic episode of Tiki's Universe. Well, we hope it's not anticlimactic on your end.
What are you opening it so negatively for?
I know, right? Well, because I don't know. But, so, folks, of course, if you watched our recap of Lion 4 alternate ending, we kind of wove a tale of woe about why we are not doing the reaction videos. Simply put, folks, we are on thin ice with YouTube. We had a second video takedown just a day ago where one of our Steven Universe videos was taken down for use of the audio, and simply put, folks, we don't want to risk having the whole channel suspended or taken down, and we don't want any more copyright strikes. And also, I figured just to keep it unified, because Tiki's Universe, like all the other Tiki's Universe stuff, like Star, Milo, Samurai Jack, etc., kind of use the same sort of talking points and recap format. So, you know, look, the reaction stuff was really fun while it lasted. We got a lot of fun moments out of it. And I'm hoping that maybe once the channel is in better standing copyright-wise, we can get back to that, maybe in Season 5.
All we need is the thumbs up. That's all we need from YouTube. We need the thumbs up from YouTube.
We just basically just need to not have 2 strikes to our name is what we need for that to happen. But in the meantime, folks, we hope you enjoy our Steven Universe content regardless. Of course, it is a Steven bomb this week, so there should be some big stuff coming, but Dragon, that big stuff was not in this episode, but we'll get into all of that. I mean, this episode, I don't know. It's funny because with Lion 4, I was more positive on it. And now I think you're going to be the more positive one on this episode. It's called Dug Out. So let's get right into it, Dragon, after a brief musical interlude, if you will. All right. We
are the Crystal
Gems.
We always save the day.
And if you think we can't, we'll
always find a way.
That's why the people
of this world
believe in
Garnet,
Amethyst,
and Pearl,
and Steven. All right, I gotta say, Dragon, I am surprised that you didn't dislike this episode. I'll put it that way, because I don't know. Every time that Onion's involved, you seem to have pretty open opinions.
Well,
and that's kind of where I was at too. Like, I mean, look, I think Greg Maheshwaran, not Greg Maheshwaran, that'd be a twist.
That would be a twist. You lied to me.
I think Doug Maheshwaran is a fun character.
That's why you were in that van.
Of course, this isn't the first time we've seen him, but this is the first time he's been a focal point of an episode, so it's kind of a good, kind of character building episode for him. Having said that, Dragon, I don't know. I think this episode's just kind of ho-hum. I really do. There's really not anything special about this episode for me. It's pleasant. It's nice. Like, oh, hold on. Wow, I just realized we have the image from the other episode. There we go. Okay, it's pleasant.
Well,
it's
that
nice.
is embarrassing.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I can fix it in post. Anyways, I don't know, Dragon. Like, I like Connie and Steven's dynamic as always. It's nice to see Connie in a big role here. I don't think this is nearly as strong as an episode as Nightmare Hospital was, though, which is kind of like the mirror episode to this in a lot of ways, because that was Mrs. Maheshwaran's big sort of character development episode.
Yeah, I disagree. I think this one was a lot of fun.
Okay.
A lot of fun, had a nice heart to it. But you're right. There's a lot of pleasantries, which I did enjoy. And not just for the sake of their pleasantries. I thought it was really nice. It was really sweet.
I just didn't really think the episode had all that much of a point to it beyond just like getting to know this guy a little bit more, which is fine. But
I think it's really funny. It's got a lot of really great one-liners.
All right. Well, I do like Steven and Connie's disguises. Like, Steven is basically what is it? Peter Pizzalopoulos.
And,
basically,
like we have
Super Mario.
Yeah, then we have Veronica Cucamonga, who is
the off-brand Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, Connie San Diego. If you,
San Diego, yes, yes.
but going into the episode, we kind of, I do like how, and this is I know Tiki has avoided watching the trailer so he doesn't get spoiled by really cool stuff. That, oh my God, there's something that teased in that trailer. It's going to be, oh boy, I can't tell you, but it's thrilling, and it's going to be teased in some episodes. But
so you don't mind that this whole episode was basically just one big cock tease with an onion joke at the end? Because that's what my huge problem is with this episode.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, Onion's in peril, so I don't have any problems with that. So get onion in peril, and you know something bad's going to happen to him. So that's why I don't have a problem with the ending.
I don't know. The ending really grinds my gears, Dragon. This is funny. Like we're kind of having like very polar opposite opinions on some of these episodes, I think. Interesting conversation, though. I really didn't like the ending at all. I thought the ending was a big cop out.
I don't know. Tiki, here's the baffling thing. I know since you brought it up in the previous episode briefly, I really have no idea where that's coming from. I don't see it it's a cop out. That's a huge kind of mystery tease of, oh my God, our big new characters have just appeared and they're absconding with some less good characters, and we know who they're working for, but still.
I mean, I'm not saying the reveal itself isn't cool. I'm just saying, like, this whole episode just kind of feels like it's just us twiddling our thumbs. Like, I don't get the point of this episode, like what we went through to get to this point. It's basically just Stephen and Connie and Mr. Maheshwaran just running around a carnival and shenanigans.
Let me circle back to the beginning, because I think there's a structure that'll pay it off, and I think you might see what maybe. So our opening, which is what I was getting at with the trailer. The trailer starts like this. They pulled this clip. Basically, I think this ushers us into our new story that we're going to be telling with Stephen Baum, which I really did like, and I think pays off the ending a little bit more. But again, we'll get to that as we go throughout. But we have Stephen and Connie essentially recapping the previous Stephen Baum over bits, which is cute in itself. Just kind of recapping, like, oh yeah, all the crazy stuff when Greg was in space.
I would love to buy Fry Bits at Universal Studios or something like that, like Fry Bits and Cookie Cats. Wouldn't that be great?
I would love a Cookie Cat.
Seriously, if Universal Studios ever builds Beach City, like we could have, like, the Fry Bits, we could have the pizzas, that'd be a great, like, there doesn't even need to be a ride. It could be just like a shopping and dining area.
Oh, seriously, if they made like a little Cookie Cat, like the thing Steve turned into a backpack with the Cookie Cats. Little mini Cookie Cat fridge.
Right.
That would be cool.
Anyways.
Anyway, so first of all, I love the playing into the humor. So again, first of all, as I mentioned with the structure, and the structure is kind of a nice, kind of nonchalant way of saying, okay, well, we went through all that craziness, and now everything seems to be all kind of nice and passing. We're just going to get back kind of one of our seemingly filler episodes. Seemingly filler, but even if it's, again, I think we are developing character. The character we've seen very little to nothing from before.
You know what this episode kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the Mr. Smiley episodes with the Neil Gaiman doppelganger.
Yes, with what was it, Mr. Frowny?
Yeah, Mr. Frowny, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's like on its own, it's fine. It's good character stuff, but it's like, do we really need 10 minutes of this?
Well, I think it's somewhat lulling us into a false sense of security with that. It's like, okay, well, we're going to tell a story. It just seems like we're kind of starting it kind of casually, kind of your everyday kind of slice of life Steven Universe story. Like, okay, well, here's some characters and beats.
I guess structurally, maybe I wouldn't mind that ending so much if it was the ending to the first episode of a Stephen Baum and not the second episode.
I think that's.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I think that's kind of what I'm getting at, Tiki, is the fact that I think if you look at this as the start of the Stephen Baum, it's stronger.
I hear that. I can understand your point.
It honestly reads to me that the previous episode is more like an epilogue to our Rose stuff, and this is kind of taking us into the Stephen Baum.
Okay, yeah, no, you're very right about that, because this is kind of like, and that happens quite a bit with Steven Universe, where, like, we'll have like kind of like a wrap up of the season storyline, and then like the last few episodes of the season will kind of like get us into the next season stuff, like, because like I said, the Rose stuff kind of started in late season 3 and carried on through most of season 4.
Yes, and from what I've seen, the Stephen Baum, to my understanding, is going to continue through May, which will take us into season 5. It will take us into the next season.
Basically, what's going on with the schedule, at least right now, and keep in mind, these things are always in flux.
again, that's another confusing element.
Yeah. But what's going on right now is we're going to get one episode a day for the next, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
As per usual for Stephen Baum. And then the last episode of the week is going to be the season finale. And then May 31st is when, according to Wiki, May 31st is when the next new episode comes on. Exactly. And it looks like we might get another sort of Summer of Steven thing because, according to Wikipedia, we have 2 episodes landing on May 31st and then another 2 landing on June 1st. So I don't know what's up with that.
Seemingly, it seems like we're going to go into season 5 at a certain point. That's what it seems to be.
Well, yeah, like I said, the episode that's airing on May 31st is season 5, episode 1.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, anyways, back to this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I think they're really great lines here. I'll admit it's not perfect. I will admit because I honestly, what we've had with Mr. Maheshwaran before, we've only had 2 gags with him. That's all we really got with his character, along with one kind of descriptive line from Connie. Connie's kind of likened her father to a cop, so we may have had a slight retcon. I don't know if he's previously been employed by the police and he's kind of doing the security job on the side to kind of make.
Well, I mean, if he's kind of a cop, I think a security officer is kind of a cop.
I'm saying
that's accurate.
I don't know if Connie said kind of a cop. I'm just making sense of that. I think she said he was a cop and they might have retroactively made him a security thing. I'm just trying to liken that to maybe what's. If there's any story in between that. The point is, we've gotten that. We've had 2 gags, one about him not being a good driver in the snow, which is hilarious. And, of course, like the glimpses we've seen with him in Greg Universe and when they all had the horrible fusion dinner together.
Of course, yeah.
The fusion dinner that went awry, I should say. So, yeah, that's really all we've ever gotten with Mr. Maheshwaran. So here we get some development with him. And I know it's just kind of a blanket statement for the whole episode. The way we start off is, he's wigging out Steven with the whole because he drives what looks like a cop car, which is his kind of a security vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
All the years of ordering off menu, the contentment there hooks in me. Just thinking, I think it's so cleverly written, it's so over the top in places. It just really cracks me up how Steven's overreacting to Mr. Maheshwaran kind of pulling rank here. And honestly, Mr. Maheshwaran seems a really likable father character.
He does, in
the vein of a Greg Universe type, which I'm very pleased by, because Mr. Maheshwaran just seemed to be kind of the uptight guy. We never really got to play with Mr. Maheshwaran. And
Jacob Weil and I talk about Milo Murphy's Law, and I must say the father on Milo Murphy's Law, Mr. Murphy, is kind of similar to Mr. Maheshwaran in a way. Like, he's just kind of like he's a very well-meaning guy who's also very clumsy and, sort of, gets into a lot of trouble. So
honestly, what Maheshwaran's characterization, oh, by the way, I want to speak to this. I found this out after this because I knew there's something familiar about Mr. Maheshwaran. The voice actor on him is someone I'm actually familiar with. It's Crispin Freeman, who was on Young Justice as Roy Harper and Speedy.
Okay.
Point is, really good voice actor. Sounds identical to Christopher Daniel Barnes. But that notwithstanding, another thing that really does for me this is I love the structure of we have kind of a security stakeout premise of the episodes, like a fun little adventure of like, okay, so he allows the kids to go on a stakeout, which is, again, it's not like an actual cop. Again, he's not an actual cop, but still it's like he's just watching a fence. I mean, they could feasibly come along without there being any danger. Just need to tell, hey, don't go in there. That's really all he needs to do, and the kids will be there just to hang out. But he's going to oversell it because he wants to kind of live up to kind of the other awesome things that Steven's Guardians can do.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So of course, we'll glimpse at Onion, that dirty low, that dirty law-breaking scumwad Onion,
loitering under a no loitering sign, Dragon. Oh, the humanity!
I hope he throws the book at him.
God.
Anyway, but yeah, see, I love. That's another thing I really like about Mr. Maheshwaran, where he's really giving Onion the business. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That is something we can all respect about him.
Way to go, Mr. M. So again, his overall Mr. Maheshwaran he's really fun. He's really a light guy. It makes like some fun jokes. And again, he seems like when we go on the stakeout, we have like the undercover gag. He's letting them put on kind of the evidence technically.
Right.
Of course, they develop the personas, and again, maybe it's like on a tasting why I really like this episode. We get some fun things like I love some good flashlight stuff, and we got a lot of really good flashlight stuff in this episode.
Yes, that is taste stuff, Dragon. Yes, it is. I mean, it'd kind of be like if Steven Universe had like a Polynesia themed episode, I'd be like, this is my kind of episode.
I'm just saying, usually in kind of your procedurals or your cop stuff, I love when we kind of pull out the flashlight. Also in Batman Animations, whenever we get cool lighting with flashlight stuff. I don't know, it was just kind of like, and also I guess it plays just in terms of the connected to the security guard thing. It makes it really appropriate. At night, the museum, they always love arming him with the flashlight. He used it like a gun. It was hilarious.
Right.
In all the movies, it just kept getting not worse. It kept getting better and better. How he kept just using it as like a handy weapon was awesome. And I love how we treat it like his gun here. Or my favorite bit is when he reloads it with the batteries, like it's clipped with his gun. I love that. So again, I just love this kind of this PI stakeout vibe because we have this PI music cue of like, like a private eye sort of like, so it's like we're teasing the real mystery of the season with a fake mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, I love just how professional Mayoshima is being. While he's still kind of making a fun time, but he's still really taking the job real serious. It's kind of like going into the whole. He's a good he has really good lines like a good guard only needs a flashlight, which is an accurate statement because you're a really good guard. You don't need a gun. You can just talk people down and just kind of tell them they're going to respect.
I'm pretty sure
authority.
That's actually an accurate statement. Is that guards only are issued flashlights?
Well, true. Well, sometimes mace.
I guess it depends on the actual place.
So, I mean, guards technically are allowed guns, but they have to be signed.
I'm pretty sure the deal is that the flashlights can also double as nightsticks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, of course, this last thing on the flashlight thing, just going to finish out the gags with the flash. We have the laws of physics gags. We have, again, I love this. The PI vibe.
I'm curious, Dragon. Have you ever been in one of those Gravitron things?
No, I have not.
Those things are really fun as a kid because you can kind of climb on the walls and stuff. But then when you're an adult and I'm 6'2", and then you get stuck to the wall. It's just this is really unpleasant.
I gotta tell you though, thought that crossed my mind during a fight scene in one of these things would be amazing.
Get on it, MCU. Get on it.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man. Let's put in Spider-Man: Homecoming, and he can stick to the walls as they're spinning.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I'm telling you, here's the I'm dying for. Okay, Spider-Man versus the Scorpion. Let's do it at Coney Island. Let's put him in one of the stupid Gravitron things. Let's do it.
All right.
I'm dying for the Scorpion. Let's have him played by Bradley Cooper. Come on.
God. I don't know about Bradley Cooper. I don't know about taking on two MCU characters.
Josh Brolin, come on!
Josh Brolin is Thanos.
And?
Again, two MCU characters. That doesn't help the Bradley Cooper thing.
I'm just saying. I'm saying multiple Marvel characters, Thanos and Cable.
Yes, but we're already cross-pollinating enough. That's my point. Anyways, we're tangent.
Okay. Anyway, getting back to we have the laws of physics gag where he throws the. It would have been a really awesome moment if that flashlight actually connected and hit the button. It really would. That would have one of all those awesome.
Right.
During the laws of physics baffle me. It flings him right in the face too. I mean, I don't get things a beating here, and we have the. I'm gonna throw it at an angle. We have some fun absurdities. The fact that he knows he's trying to play it so serious, trying to make his job sound the most exciting thing on the earth. And that plays into the format. I'm really digging where again it's like a PI thing of someone's broken into an amusement park and kind of an abandoned amusement park. It's kind of a really cool old school setting.
It kind of reminds me of Scooby Doo.
That's what I'm saying. It's very kind of Scooby Doo-esque, but with kind of a PI edge to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hitting those.
I mean, I agree with all your points. I just, like I said, I still think the episode just kind of meanders around a little bit. It doesn't. I think the reason why I prefer Lion 4 over this episode is just because I feel like Lion 4 has something to say, and this episode is just kind of all right, it's silly and funny.
Here's the difference, though, Tiki. The thing that Lion 4 is saying, I've heard before. Or at least I've heard before, or I don't really need to hear it. So it's very obvious. Here, at least I'm having more fun with this one. We have great lines delivered so jokingly and serious. Where, you're destroying the sanctity of this land of fun.
I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know, Dragon. I do like this. This might be one of the biggest disagreements we've had on a Steven Universe episode because I watched it twice, and yeah, what you're saying is all true. It is all fun, but again, I don't know. Like with something like Steven Universe, I'm looking for a little bit more substance. I don't know.
Now, of course, you have the flying pursuit where Steven's flying, carrying Connie, and then, of course, then just getting to the end here, of course, the big reveal that Onion was seeming. I still say seemingly because I think a few of those things might have been not Onion. But we have, Onion is cornered into an alley, and I just wrote my notes underlined and all that stuff. I knew it, you mother! Kick him, Maheshwaran, you're so much taller. Kick him! So I did write kick him with 3 exclamation points.
Oh, God.
Seriously, I just love this. See how tiny Onion was in comparison to Mr. Maheshwaran?
Right.
Just punching him like a football. Would have made that would have changed your tune, I bet. But,
if they did like the Charlie Brown gag with Onion.
No, but they actually have to kick him.
Yes, exactly. Except he actually does kick the football.
Okay, but Onion abuse aside. So Mr. Maheshwaran, I really do love just kind of this nice father-daughter moment. It's kind of a great Father's Day thing if they could have timed it right. But, we have just kind of Mr. Maheshwaran just feeling inadequate to kind of all the amazing stuff that kind of the Crystal Gems are doing without just, just highlighting purely the Crystal Gems. In comparison there, she's always hanging with
Yeah, he even compares his wife, how his wife is saving people's lives at the hospital.
Yeah, it just says, he's just tired of being thought of as, silly old dad.
And just the guy who, yells at loitering teenagers.
Well, in this case, onions. But yes, loitering teenagers. And I thought it was such an awe moment of kind of something really reassuring to him. She says, yeah, I mean, I don't need super serious or scary stuff. Basically, I don't need end of the world type stuff every day. Having my silly old dad, it's a nice comfort to have. Which is, and he said, "Oh, you're a keeper, Veronica." Comanche?
Yeah.
Wait, was it? Cucamacha.
Yeah.
Right. And last thing I want to say about Miss Maheshwaran before I forget, before we just get to the big cliffhanger, is that I think the best way to describe him, I think I'm digging about his character is the fact that he's sort of it's like kind of the silly dad characters we've had in Dexter's Lab, but they're more self-aware.
I can see that, yeah. And I feel like the show in general is kind of like an extension of that sort of 90s TV show vibe with deeper character complexities, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that would fit right in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, of course, we have their big ending, which includes the so basically as they kind of let Onion off the hook, and Onion's saying no when he's pointing to the destroyed fence. I'm thinking the destroyed fence. I don't think Onion could have done that by himself.
Oh, I don't think so either. Yeah,
I think that's
definitely whoever these people are. Yeah.
So we have mystery gems at the end.
Mystery gems.
Basically, as our guys
not
go,
just infinity gems, mystery gems.
So as our guys leave, they let them off the hook. As daybreak starts, kind of still really shadowy, kind of in the morning. We turn around, and thankfully, we're not just going to let Onion off the hook. We're going to torture him.
Oh God!
He is.
The next episode is just going to be like a 10-minute snuff episode with Onion.
Oh no! Just lock him away for 1,000,000 years. But no, basically these two gems are going to be important and most likely really creepy. My assumption is that Yellow Diamond sent these to collect more humans, which would be why we're going to have disappearing characters.
We have the names for the gems if you want to know them.
We don't know them yet, so let's not.
I have them on Wikipedia, but okay. I have the plot summaries for these next 3 episodes, Dragon, and they would be very helpful for speculation, but at the same time, I feel like they're a little spoilery.
Yeah, let's. Here's the thing that people should also know: these episodes, at least for the next couple ones, they have been made available online, and of course we have not watched them yet.
I'm glad you brought that up.
So that's why there's some spoilers.
I think actually.
Yeah, honestly, would have liked to know that, but. Wouldn't really make a difference, I guess, in the long run. So
I make a kind of a, what is the word? A
point?
No, oh God, I'm having a brain fart here. Jesus.
And it stinks to high heaven.
I know. It's let's say a point. Sure, I make it a point to not do episodes before they actually air.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
So again, it's the point is we have kind of a neat little mystery gem. And one's all blocky, and one has kind of these bubbly wings, and most likely disciples of Yellow Diamond to kind of cheer up Blue Diamond by kidnapping more humans for the complete, Pink Diamonds.
I gotta say, Dragon, I don't know how to speculate on this stuff without getting into the stuff that's in the episode summaries. That's going to be difficult for me.
Well, I mean, I was hoping. Give me titles. Give me titles, man.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you the title and the summary for the next episode because the summary isn't spoilery. It's just the summaries for 24 and 25 that are spoilery.
Okay.
Next episode actually has me worried that it's just going to be another filler episode. It's called The Good Lars, and the premise is the cool kids invite Steven, Lars, and Sadie to a potluck. Steven and Sadie encourage Lars to bake a cake for the party, but Lars is insecure about revealing his baking skill. Now, doesn't that just sound like a fun time, Dragon? I'm being sarcastic.
I tell you, I think we're going to keep seeing this kind of this mystery thing. I'm going to hope that the episode's entertaining so that when this does happen, we're going to... I hope we're at least building something.
Or this could be part of the infamous Steven Universe pattern of just a really mundane sounding episode, just having a super intense ending or something like that.
That's the thing. I think that's what we might be heading for. I think there's just the taste of it at the end here of, okay, well, we're going to end on kind of an ominous note. No star, no nothing.
Well, unfortunately, Dragon, like I said, I do have the plot summaries, and I basically know what happens. I don't know how it plays out, but I know, I pretty much know what the cliffhanger is going to be for episode 23. So I won't tell it to you, but yeah.
But I'm just saying, I think that's kind of a direction to go. We're abducting people from Beach City, and I think eventually we're gonna investigate that. And I hope we don't keep stringing the crystal gems along, namely Pearl. I hope we get Pearl soon.
I know, right? That's another thing that kind of worries me is the fact that
as much as I did enjoy this episode, I still would have really enjoyed it far more if we had just a little taste of Pearl.
Dragon, let me just the gems actually don't get mentioned in plot summaries until the season finale. So it's actually possible that we don't see any of the gems until Friday. All right. Well, folks, as Dragon said, we're going to go through these episodes, kind of talk through them piece by piece, so we're not going to skip ahead. So we'll be back tomorrow night to do the Good Lars. I guess, maybe not. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out the schedule.
Time's a relative thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But in the meantime, Dragon, any final thoughts on this?
Again, just the final thoughts. Again, I think it's a fun, funny episode. It's again, believe it or not, Onion. Thankfully, he ends up receiving a punishment, so that's always kind of fun. Yeah. Again, it's just I think this is a good setup for the season. I think it's a better setup for what we're doing this next Steven Bomb versus kind of the epilogue we had last time. It was nice to get to know Mr. Mayshorn a little bit. It was fun. We had a little bit of depth with him, a little bit of some good old Connie stuff. Yeah, it was a pleasant episode. The guy has some really good one-liners and some fun stuff. It may not grab everyone, but it grabbed me. I like it.
Okay. Well, folks, we really do hope you're enjoying the new format and that you're not missing the reaction videos too much. We hope that, at least in this way, Dragon, I feel like we can at least talk about the episodes a little bit more thoroughly than we used to and not have that whole awkward, hey, let's talk about last week's episode before we talk about this week's episode. You know what I mean? There's some give and take with this new format that I think we're going to work out.
Hey, remember when we forgot to mention the Pink Diamond reveal? Remember that?
Exactly. So, okay, folks. But in the meantime, stay tuned. And we are the Crystal Gems. We'll always save the day. And if you think we can't, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe in Tiki,
Dragon,
and Steven. And Pizza Pizzeria. Mamma mia. I know that's not.
Pizza Populous.
Pizza Populous. I don't know. I just watched that.
Connie San Diego.